Imagine the year is 1700. You're sitting on a park bench in Boston, and you think to yourself, what if one day we could see the entire city of Boston within 10 minutes? That'd be pretty cool. Your optimistic friend overhears you and says, silly boy, yeah, right. That would be impossible. There'd be no way we could ever see the entire city of Boston within 10 minutes. Stop daydreaming. So you give up. Now, what could you do in 2018 to see the entire city of Boston within 10 minutes? Now, I'm sure there's different things going through different people's minds right now. Let's just use an airplane for an example. Now, an airplane was created in 1903. So an impossible idea in 1700 became possible in 1903, 203 years later. Let's fast forward. Imagine the year is 1950. You're sitting on a park bench in Boston, and you think to yourself, whoa, look at that airplane that just flew above me. I'm curious where that's going. What if one day we could instantly know the destination of an airplane at any moment? Again, your optimistic friend overhears you. He says, silly boy, yeah, right, that would be impossible. Stop daydreaming, give up. Great friend you got, right? So you give up. Now, what could you do in 2018 to see the entire city of Boston within 10 minutes? This one's a little bit harder, so I'll actually tell you the answer. It's Siri. Yes, if you ask Siri, Siri, what planes are above me right now? You can just click on the flight number, and it'll tell you exactly where it's going. Yes, it freaks me out, too. So Siri was created in 2004. So an impossible idea in 1950 became possible in 2004, 54 years later. Always remember, what-if visions and concepts that may seem impossible could become a reality one day. I want to try an experiment. I want everyone to take out their phones for me and go to their camera application. I'm going to give you exactly 10 seconds to take a picture of me holding this sign. Trust me, you'll want to do this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hopefully you got a nice picture of me. Wonderful. Wonderful. So who am I? Who is this weird person talking about airplanes, time travel, and having to take pictures? My name is Logan. I am a magician. I've been doing magic for the past 15 years. However, over the past 5 years, I would consider myself more of a researcher on creativity, a researcher on how magicians and entertainers think, how they get to point A to point B, how do they have a vision in their head and make that vision a reality, how do they develop new ideas and take those ideas and apply them to their creative performances on stage. So I was very lucky to actually travel the country for 5 years doing research on this process. I interviewed over 100 magicians, and here are just a few of them just to highlight. We have Eugene Berger, Kayla Drescher, Paul Green, Justin Willman, Joel Ward, Stothy Zaff, Jonathan Levitt, and Doug McKenzie. If you Google these names, you will realize that they have their own TV shows. They've won numerous creativity awards, and they've worked with big names such as David Blaine, David Copperfield, and Penn and Teller. So I knew I was in good hands when I was studying their thought process. Again, I interviewed over 100 people. Here are just a few of them that I interviewed. So after I realized and I studied how they think, I realized there are 3 different types of magicians. We have the creators over here. The creators is about focuses on creating. Create for others, the scientists or the prop inventor, they're the ones who behind the scenes who create all the material. Then over here we have the performer. The performer focuses on connecting with the audience, performs from others, performs some of the creator's material. Maybe the showman, the scriptwriter, they're the person who's in front of the stage. And then right in the middle we have what's called the creator, performer, magician. Their focus is on creating and connecting, creates material and performs their own material, the jack of all trades, the sole artist. Then I did more research on creativity, and I studied entrepreneurs. And yes, that's exactly how entrepreneurs think as well. We have the creator entrepreneur, about problem solving, creates solutions, the inventor, the app developer. Then over here we have the performer entrepreneur, all about relationship building, creates connections, the salesman, the social media person. And then right in the middle we have what's called the creator, performer, entrepreneur. Their focus is about creating, connecting, creates opportunities, builds relationships, the jack of all trades, maybe the founder, maybe the CEO. Now I want to emphasize that not one is better than the other or worse than the other. In order to have a very successful creative team, you have to have at least one of these on your team. So after I analyzed all the data, I created what's called a magician entrepreneurial journey. It starts with brainstorming, creating the context, communicate the idea, feedback, and then tweaking. However, before I dive into this, as a magician doing a talk like this, I realized I needed to do an experiment and see if my strategies will work. So actually, I need someone right there. You want to help me out? Perfect. Want to come up on stage? Wonderful. For those who don't know, I actually have my own show on Patriots.com, and I perform magic to the different Patriots players, the New England football team. And what I asked them one day is to tell me different songs and artists that they listen to before a big game. So I had them all written down right here. I printed them out. I put them right here. What's your name? Lauren. Lauren. Say hi to the audience, Lauren.
Hi, everyone.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Now you know each other. Fantastic. Lauren, can you just take a seat right here? Wonderful. Lauren, can you hold this with your left hand? Perfect. Can you do this with your right hand? Make circular motions for me. Perfect. Yeah, this big, small. Perfect. You're doing a great job so far, Lauren. Great job. I want you to close your eyes in a second, not right now. I'm going to turn around, okay? The whole audience, we're going to count down 10 to 1. You're going to close your eyes. When we get to 1, you're going to open your eyes, and wherever your finger is on, the band or a singer, focus on that person, okay? Make sense, audience? We're all going to do this together. However, I don't want to know who it is, so I'm going to go over here. I'm going to have my back towards the audience. Lauren, can you still hear me? Yep. Okay. Are you ready, audience? Yep. Ready, set, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Lauren, you have your finger on someone, or a singer, or a band, or whatever. Yes. Can you still hear me? Yeah. Okay. I want you to think of a song by that singer or by that band. That makes sense. Don't tell me what it is, though. Do you have one in your mind? Yeah. Okay. Take your finger off, so if I turn around, I can't see. Can I turn around? Okay. Lauren, focus on that song. Focus on that song. Focus on that song. Keep focusing. Keep focusing. I'm actually going to try this here. I'm going to try this. Close your eyes for me. Repeat the chorus over and over in your head. Don't tell me what it is. Repeat the chorus over and over in your head. Over and over and over and over and over and over in your head. Wonderful. Great job, Lauren. Okay. Keep repeating it over and over and over and over and over. Keep that in your mind. 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 I'm getting something. I'm getting something. I could be way off here. Keep thinking, Lauren. Keep thinking. You're doing a great job. Lauren, doing a great job. I could be way off. Way off. I don't need this. Great job, Lauren. Lauren, you're thinking of a song right now. You're repeating over and over in your head. Lauren, nice and loud, so people in the way back can hear. What song are you repeating in your head?
Perfect by Ed Sheeran.
Perfect by Ed Sheeran. Ladies and gentlemen, Perfect by Ed Sheeran. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, and I'll give you this as a souvenir, so you can go backstage if you want. Everyone, give it up for Lauren for listening to music. Wow. Lauren has good taste in music. Wow. Good job, Lauren. Okay, let's start with brainstorming. So I did about 5 years of research on this. So if I go through every single research I did, we'll be here till next Tuesday, okay? So I'm going to explain one strategy per phase. So first one is opposite object method. If I said the word magician to you, most likely you would think of a bunny in a hat. Very stereotypical, I know, guys. But if you think about it, someone hundreds of years ago was sitting down there in their room and had their pet bunny, and they had a hat. Say, what if I could show the hat empty, do some weird magical gesture, and pull out my pet bunny? The appearing bunny. Two things that have nothing to do with each other became one of the most iconic tricks of all time. An entrepreneurship case. If I told you I want you to think of an idea that has to do with an industrial assembly line and cheeseburgers, you'd be like, John, that's impossible, right? An industrial assembly line and cheeseburgers? You may have heard of McDonald's. That's exactly what they did. Two things that have nothing to do with each other, you merge them together to create McDonald's. So a strategy to think of ideas is have your team members bring in different objects from home and see if you can combine them together. For instance, the experiment that we tried with Lauren, I used football, an experience I had with football, interacting with football players, and music. If you think about it, they really have nothing to do with each other, football and music. You could put some similarities, but they really have nothing to do with each other, right? The next phase is create the context. Create the context is making it relatable to the public. Storytelling is a great example. As a magician, my job is to bring you on a roller coaster ride filled with emotions. That's what I want to do as a magician. So I do storytelling. As an entrepreneur, this is what commercials are for. Brand characters, Tony the Tiger, Ronald McDonald. They're trying to sell you an idea in 30 seconds, minute, 60 seconds, about a commercial, trying to sell you an idea, right? This is all about storytelling. So a strategy I would recommend is creating an experience around your idea. So if I was trying to pitch you an airplane, I could easily say, okay, we have a big metal thing, it has wings, you can put people inside, it can float. It's like, John, what are you talking about, right? But if I said, imagine you could see the entire city of Boston within 10 minutes, right? It instantly draws you in. Create an experience around your idea. For instance, the experiment that we tried with Lauren, it was about the football players listening to music. I had Lauren think of a song, repeat it in her head, so it creates an experience around it. The next strategy is team improv. As a magician, what if I mess up? What's my plan B? I can't let you know that I mess up, right? About 90% of the people I interviewed and studied came from some sort of improv background. As an entrepreneur, what if an investor tells you one thing and then changes his mind during the meeting? What are you going to do? So a strategy is to do team improv. I would actually recommend watching the show. It's called Whose Line Is It Anyway? My dad and I used to watch it all the time. It's all about improv. They do improv games. Highly recommend watch that show. Do some of those games with your team members. It does two things. One, it creates what's called psychological safety. Psychological safety is the idea of building a culture that encourages risk-taking. People can voice their opinions without being embarrassed. You need that type of culture in order to have a successful team. It also works your brain in unique ways, so if anything ever goes wrong, you can trust yourself and you can trust your team members that they can think on their feet, okay? The next stage is feedback, which I think is the most important stage. I really do. I think this is the most important stage. A simple pros and cons list is amazing. After every show I do as a magician, I write down everything that people liked. What did people not like? As an entrepreneur, it's the same thing. What did people like? What did people not like about it? See, the communicating, the phase beforehand is you're communicating the idea. You're going out there either performing as a magician, maybe you're building the prototype as an entrepreneur, and this feedback stage, you have to get what people thought about your idea, okay? So a strategy to do is do surveys. I think so many entrepreneurs nowadays, they try to build something that people don't actually want or need, and they waste so much money and time and resources. Finally, tweaking. Tweaking is, again, one of the most important stages. Change one word. Strategy is called change one word. This is a very famous trick that I do. You take a person, you have someone take out a card, sign it, put it back in the deck. I take the deck, I throw it onto the ceiling, their card gets stuck on the ceiling. If we condense it into a few words, it'd be card to ceiling, right? Let's change one word. Rather than card to ceiling, we do card to wall. I took the deck, I throw it at the wall, it gets stuck on the wall. Okay. Rather than card to wall, we do card in wall. Okay. Rather than card in wall, we do phone in wall. What if I took your phone and it disappeared, all of a sudden I had someone call you could hear it ringing inside the wall? Do you want to see it right now? No, not right now. But it's changing one word. Let's do Facebook and Twitter. Mark Zuckerberg wanted to create a social media platform where people can write an unlimited character status. They can do their political rants, what they're doing on vacation, all this stuff. An unlimited character status. Twitter came along and said, Zuckerberg, I like your idea a lot, but it seems like people are complaining. They don't want to read the whole status. Rather than an unlimited character status, we do a limited character status, 140 characters, 280. Look how successful Twitter has been. So a strategy is to take an existing idea, change one word, and you can have a brand new idea, okay? So here is just a sample, a summary of my talk here. I want to try one last experiment. I want everyone to take out their phones from me again. I'm going to give you exactly 10 seconds again. Trust me, you'll want to do this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hopefully you got a nice picture of me. Perfect. Now, you may be thinking, well, John, how did you use tweaking today? How did you use the change one word strategy? Well, if we go back to the experiment that we did with Lauren, essentially the poster revealed the song. So this poster, I wrote on this big poster here, revealed the song that Lauren was thinking of. Let's change one word. Rather than poster reveals song, we do poster reveals message. In this case, it's this poster reveals the message of my talk. And what is the message of my talk? Good question. Impossible is just a word. To me, I don't believe magic is about tricking people. I don't perform magic to trick people or fool people. I think magic is simply any situation that you thought was impossible become impossible. To me, that is real magic. So if you have a goal in your life that you think is impossible to achieve, maybe a professional goal, a personal goal, maybe something on your bucket list that you think is impossible to achieve, but you just witnessed magic, which is the impossible becoming possible, you'd be contradicting yourself if you think that your goal in life would be impossible to achieve. I think so many people nowadays have these goals that they write down, and then they immediately cross it out because they say, no, that'd be impossible, I can't do that. Because they overthink the solution, they overanalyze the solution to how to get there. And I think, in my opinion, the most creative solutions in life are the simplest. They're right in front of us, and we don't even realize it. So I believe with enough determination, motivation, and applying the strategies I taught you today, you can achieve your impossible goals. Again, I said the most creative solutions in life are the simplest. They're right in front of us, and we don't even realize it. The reason I say that is because if you look at the first picture you took today and the second picture you took today, you will realize that my tie has changed color. Remember that impossible is just your word. Thank you very much.